Okay, I am joined with Jordan Spector today, who has done incredible things in the football world, I guess, just to say the least, Jordan. And most recently, everything you're doing in the art world related to football. I've been a fan of yours just through social media. So now getting to interview you today, talk about some of the projects you've worked on, you're currently working on, is really exciting. But I guess I just want to start with a little bit of background for those who might not know everything about you, your, kind of world and place in football and how it's developed to where you are now and how you've kind of now switched gears into the art world.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. It's been a fun, long journey. Never thought this would be my career path, but like you alluded to, growing up I played football and created art, and now I have the blessing to say I can do both today as a living, tying both passions of mine together. So it's been pretty cool following that journey to now.
You've had a lot of different pieces of art you've done. You've talked about it a bunch, but just where did that overall love of art come from? How old were you when you started all of this?
As the cliche saying goes, since the age I could pick up a pencil, I've been creating art. Just came naturally, a God-given talent. But my dad also had the talent for art, so it was definitely handed down from him. And growing up, I never really pursued a heavy education in art. It was all self-taught and education through my father as well. Um, but yeah, that's definitely always been a love and passion of mine, and something I've just always done naturally, whether it was in school in class doodling while listening to something, or me seeing something that I wanted to draw, whether it was an airplane or a fire truck as a kid, whatever the case was. Or actually at one point, talking about cards, drawing Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. I definitely had my time doing that too.
Well, that was going to be my question. Was it always athletes? But it sounds like you've had a little mix of it all.
Oh yeah, for sure. When I was a kid, I was actually heavier on like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that.
Okay.
I didn't get into sports as much until I became maybe like 8, 9, 10 years old. And then that kind of grew through middle school and high school. But it was definitely Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh to start with.
You played football, which I think gives you an interesting ability to take that experience into the world of art. How did playing actually impact your art?
Yeah, so playing football growing up definitely gives me, I feel, a unique perspective, at least on that game in particular. So, like when I go to do a football piece, I'm always kind of putting myself in the shoes of that athlete or in the middle of that moment, whatever it is that I'm recreating. So I feel like that helps me to be able to like really put myself in that moment and create that much better of a piece. But just having played the sport, the passion behind it, the energy behind it, that's what really plays into the type of vibe I like to give off with my work and the type of um, creativity I like to bring to everything that I do.
And look, Jordan, I feel like everyone as a kid, they've got maybe a passion, a dream to do something in the space of art, whether it's actually drawing, painting, singing, whatever. But not very many actually make a career out of it. What was the moment, or when was the moment where you were able to go like, wow, I'm actually gonna do this for a living?
I think that happened over time, just little wins along the way, little reminders that I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right things. And just kind of leveling up with new projects, new partnerships, new connections that I made. And a lot of that I always try to tell other artists came from being open to opportunities. Even today, me hopping on this interview, you never know what this could lead to. You never know who could see this interview. So I feel like even today I still carry that same mentality, even if initially like something might seem like a small opportunity, like an art show that somebody invites you to come to, whatever the case is, like being open-minded and being humble about what you're doing can really help you grow. Um, yeah.
And switching gears, unless I read this wrong, you were going to go into physical therapy for a bit and then decided to then change and pursue art. What impacted that change? Was it just like the art was taking off, or how did you kind of switch gears?
You nailed it. It was exactly that. It was making a decision and having the blessing to even make a decision like that because yeah, I continued my curricular route of getting a doctorate in physical therapy. But
Wow.
while I did that, I continued to grow my name in the art world and just continued what I had already started to build just naturally by not stopping, just continuing to do new projects and continue to grow my social presence. And it coincidentally, when I was kind of done grad school and had all this additional time to put into it, things really took off. That was kind of back like 2019, 2020. Um, and here we are 5 years later. So
And one of the most unique things, Jordan, about your artwork is that you started turning it into cards. So, how in the world did you think of that? And explain what that actually means.
yeah, so traditionally, like what I'm known for the most has been canvas work, prints
Right.
up stuff like that. But I discovered the sports card world like 2020, 2021. I think the first exposure to it was Topps doing their Topps 2020 project, Top 70, and just being really fascinated with this new way to enjoy artwork in this small format. And I actually knew some of the artists that ended up getting looped into that, like Chuck Stiles, Blake. I'm trying to think. There's so many of them, but I already knew some of those artists that were a part of those projects, and I became more and more intrigued. And as that grew, I was like, okay, like I still haven't been contacted to do one of these projects. Well,
Yeah.
how can I just do it myself? Because I'm tired of waiting. So it took a very long time to figure out how can I not just like randomly one day, oh, let me make some trading cards, like really understand how this stuff works, understand the hobby, collectors and what they want to see, how to get like legitimate cards manufactured, not just make them myself, how to get like really good quality packaging, like so many things. So I spent a good 6, 7 months building a blueprint in 2023, leading up to my first ever project, which was with Brian Dawkins. My favorite Eagle of all time, and I think a lot of people in Philadelphia would agree, one of the, if not the best Eagle of all time. So we led with that project, which had a lot of learning steps to it, but it really took off from there, and I haven't looked back since. So it's been about 2 years.
Another legendary Eagles player that you're working with currently, Brandon Graham, now launching the first ever Immortals Relic collectible. I think you're maybe going to give me a sneak peek. So, can we do a little show and tell of this project? Talk me through it, what it's been like working with Brandon Graham. Some of the posts I've seen on social are just outstanding. And just from a fan perspective, I'm really excited to see this come together.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming and kind of just like I explained the blueprint of just doing the card brand in general for this particular project, doing a relic card was on a different level as well, with the process required to make this happen between the die cuts to fit the different pieces of the jersey. How do you determine the different variations for, the NFL shield, the captain's patch, the numbers, the green of the jersey. And on top of that, the cleats as well are a part of this project as well. So this is his actual game worn jersey and cleats from the Super Bowl. We did a project last year after the Brian Dawkins one of the infamous BG strip sack, and that is what has led to a year later us doing this project. So it's cool what it's come into. But I will show off.
Let's
I
see it. Let's see it. Look
really,
at the
really
box.
the first one, nobody's really even seen this yet in person, but it does launch tomorrow. And yeah, it's all about the experience for me, right? So you see the box, you see the kind of treasure chest experience to it. These alone took a very long time to perfect and to get made.
Wow.
A lot of time, money, and energy went into these. So this is what comes in the mail. This sleeve comes off like this. Then there's another layer. There's all these cool QR codes on the back here, extra little details, and it's
The
all about the.
packaging is unreal.
So, and then even on the front here, you can see Immortal Relics. On the side, it says immortalized in gold.
Wow.
So my favorite part is the way that it opens. So I'll
Okay.
put this on camera, but you can see the slide effect and the lift effect. So
Oh,
as you
that's so cool.
stop, right? And then you got this inside. There's this certificate of authenticity inside here that you see sliding off. So I'll take that out first. So this comes in every box, which gets very detailed about the project, the passion behind it, why BG wanted to do this in the first place, because not every guy is going to give up a Super Bowl jersey to be cut up in a card. And for him, it was really about giving back to the fans, which I thought was really special and made sense when it was put that way. So this comes in the package, and then so when it opens up, like I said, I'm going to cover it for now, but you got the box here and then the card I'll break out now.
Look at that.
So
Oh,
this is the jersey green mesh variation. So there's more of these than any other card because of the sheer material that's available. But this is the main card with the green of the jersey in it. And this is
how
in
cool.
an all touch case as well. The first time we've been doing this, so we partnered with All Touch to have every single card in a gold magnet all touch case. And then we've got like the little branded sticker here at the top as well.
Look at that. How many did you guys create with Brandon?
So it really comes down to how much material we have, right? And it's actually
Yep.
very surprising just how many cards you can get out of one jersey, especially a bigger NFL jersey. So we actually don't know the exact number yet. We know that
Okay,
the
cool.
autographs that he's doing. There's 6 or 7 different one-on-ones,
Wow.
including the 4 stars of his captain patch, the Lombardi
Yep.
trip, and the Super Bowl patch. You've got the eagle eyes on the eagle logos. You've got there's a full Letterman set, so every letter in his last name from the back of the jersey, we have those as a full letter card. Um, and then you've got other one-on-ones as well. The really cool one that I like the most is his cleats are a green and red mix, and on the tongue of his cleats are the Kobe logo because he wanted to pay homage to Kobe. So there is two one-on-ones, the right and the left shoe, that have the entire Kobe logo patch in the card from the cleat. So there's going to be autographs in a lot of those, inscriptions. It's very, very detailed. There's over 9 different die cuts, as in there's 9 different shapes for those different variations. There's over 20 different parallels, different color parallels, different designs and stuff like that. So like I said, very detailed. The back has all the information as well, all the cool stuff there. We've been doing this for a while now, but these QR codes, when you scan them, will go to our authentication hub on our website where you can see, we'll have on there videos, pictures, information about exactly what it is that you own based on this unique QR code. So it's all sequential for every single card. Yeah, it's very, very unique, very detailed. Um, yeah.
It's so detailed. It's so cool. Obviously, everything that went into it from the art side. And then you touched on it, but at the end of the day, it's Brandon also saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't need this Super Bowl worn jersey." And he's giving back to, the fans of Philadelphia, which is pretty cool. I think a lot of people would be curious to know how involved are these athletes when you're actually working with them? Does it vary person to person? I'd imagine that, BG had to be pretty involved in this one.
Yeah, for sure. It varies a lot just based on availability and what they want to put into the project because this is a full-on partnership with BG. It's not just him selling off a jersey or something like
Yeah.
that. Again, this is very sentimental for him because it is truly a way to give back to the fans and have something very significant that is historical that people can own a piece of, right? Which I think is cool too, because you could take one of these jerseys, especially that jersey, and probably sell it for a good amount of money.
Oh,
Like I've
yeah.
seen some numbers for some other Eagles Super Bowl 52 jerseys and what those have sold for. Like this probably in an auction would have gone for a lot of money, but instead you've got a good chunk of people that can own a piece of it, which I think is pretty special. Um, so it's really cool. So he's definitely been very involved. He's just very optimistic about everything, and he's the best to work with. He's truly the best to work with, and just a really great guy. And yeah, so
It's amazing and it's such a cool collaboration and it's why, you know, as a fan, you really like to see the artist and the athlete combined to make something so unique and special like this. I did get to see a couple other things, Jordan, that you've shown me, before taping. So I might put you on the spot here. Can you show me some of the other cards that you were working on prior to this project?
absolutely. And actually, real quick, there's a stand that comes in the box as well.
Oh, great. So you can display it. Oh, that's
So
amazing. Yeah.
yep. So
Really, really cool project, Jordan.
thank you so much. A lot of thought went into it, so
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Okay, look at that. And the specific design too, the open, the close, the detail. I'm excited
I
to see
forgot
it
to
in
I forgot to
person.
put two ways to display it, the stand, and then you can also stand the box up and view it through this little window right here, which is
Isn't that cool? So you can actually take that out so then it's the card showing instead of having the just the sheet.
and you could stand the box up like this and look at that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
Wow.
was kind of one of the concepts behind the box was not only how it opens, but the experience of the display of it, where you could just keep it right in the box, so you can display both the box and the card, which is pretty cool.
It's the details that make it truly a piece of art, but then also a collectible and something that'll stand the test of time. And for any football fan, Eagles fan in particular, to get to hold on to. So really
Yeah.
special, Jordan. And I know you have got a couple others with you that I gotta beg you to see.
Show and tell. So since we're on the Eagles topic, we another pretty crazy project this year was after the big win in New Orleans. I was like, man, it'd be really cool to commemorate this whole team in a card set just for the lone fact that I have the capability now to do these cards. So I set out on this new project, set very ambitious, saying, how can we get all these guys into one card set? So we started with 9 guys that I had the opportunity to work with to do an autograph set of cards. So it is now turned into 29 players from the team
Wow.
that we in 5 or 6 months. Every single player in the set, there's a 99 gold version and a 59 emerald for some of them that we decided to do additional cards of. So every single card is autographed. Here's the one of Quinyon Mitchell we did.
That's so cool. Look at that. And
I'll
again,
have
just the details of that, and you can see it, the art inside of the card as well.
Yeah, and each
Yeah.
one comes with a collector box as well, which is pretty cool. And it's also every single card in the set is certified by PSA, so all the autographs are automatically stickered on the back here.
Yeah,
So that's
that's amazing. How difficult, or I guess not difficult, maybe that's not the right way to say it, but how was that transition from, your more traditional mural arts to actually, when you're jumping into the card space, it is, pretty complicated because you're dealing with, authenticating it with PSA. You're dealing with very specific sizing, and there's a little bit maybe more technical things that you have to align with in order to keep the art, but also make sure that it is a true sports card.
yeah. There's a lot of details that go into it, and that is a big challenge. Keeping up with all those little details, making sure every card is perfect, making sure it's packaged correctly, and also making sure we don't lose any in the mail.
Yeah, right.
So there's so much that goes into it, but it just took time to build those relationships of how, getting the PSA certified stuff done and, getting all the quality control taken care of. So it took time to be able to figure that out, but and we don't do the PSA stuff for all the cards, but if it's like a offset that's like a shorter run, we love to work with them and just do it all certified by them. So they're great to work with.
And it makes it's just a whole nother part of the industry that, look at all of that.
We
It,
got Nolan Smith.
yep.
This is Jordan Mailata, who has probably one of the coolest autographs because he writes out his entire name.
Oh
It
my
takes,
gosh.
takes
Look
him
at
forever
that.
to do an autograph session,
Must be an
but
Aussie thing.
yeah, right, definitely is. And then Mr. Sirianni here.
How great. So you've worked with a ton of athletes, Jordan, already. Is there someone that you have on your bucket list, a number one, haven't done it yet, but would love to work with?
Well, even just Eagles guys in general, we haven't worked with Jalen Hurts yet, which is
Yeah.
probably the hardest guy to work with just because he is who he is and he only has so much time aside from football to do stuff. But it'd be really cool to work with him. One of my dream projects growing up was Brian Dawkins, so we've worked with him multiple times, and I'm going to continue to do projects with him as well, which will be a lot of fun. Um, I think one that probably will be hard to make happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but working with Michael Jordan would be
Oh
pretty
yeah.
special. Trying to think.
Who's the okay, give me a non-Eagles player that you've worked with that's been pretty cool because I know you've done some work outside of Philly too.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one last year, well, it is Philly, but this goes
That's
beyond
fine.
Philly.
That's
Is
fine.
Allen Iverson. So
Wow.
this is the box. He actually signed this box, but it's really cool. You know, you saw the other packaging, but this is our main box that we do for all the projects. And this one, if you touch it, it actually feels like a basketball, which is pretty cool. And then this is the one of the base cards from the set.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Again, the detail that just goes into everything from the box to the card to the descriptions on the back, the detail and everything. And that takes time, Jordan, I imagine. So, not just in the card space, but just, as you've progressed in your career as an artist, what's the biggest lesson you've learned and piece of advice you can give to the next generation?
I think it's two, and they're both two that I still struggle with. So I'm not perfect, and I'm not on it every day. But one would be staying patient with opportunities, staying patient with yourself and others, and not assuming. Which again is has always been a struggle for me is being patient, to let things unfold and not force things to happen, right? And I'd say the other piece of advice is to just stay consistent, right? If you're just starting out, you just got to every day do something that's going to get you closer to that goal of becoming a full-time artist or, starting a business. Like you just got to go step by step and put in a little bit of time each day because that's exactly what I did back when I was in school, especially, I was balancing school and building a brand with my art. And literally every day I was doing something to try to get towards that goal. So I think those are my two biggest things right there.
Well, congrats on all of the success you've had, Jordan. It's cool to watch from an outside perspective. I'll leave you with this one. Last one. You're an Eagles fan. Straight up, are they going back to back this year?
I don't want to say for sure, but I have a really good feeling about it. Just seeing how they've been so far and knowing what they're capable of, that this has been like bad football and they're still 4-0. I just think they've got a really good shot to make it back. As long as everybody stays healthy, I think they've got a serious shot at making it back. I'm thinking definitely not. Chiefs are not going to be in there this year, so Eagles and maybe the Bills.
Ooh, and maybe then a part two relic card, some sort of collaboration for the next Super Bowl as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be more opportunities when that time comes. So I'm looking forward to it. Um,
Awesome.
and if you want, I can show off one more project that was
Let's
pretty.
do it. Of course, I would love to see it all.
This is the first time we've done something like it. So I've done a couple UFC projects. One was with Bo Nickel last year,
Oh,
and this
nice.
one was with Peyton Talbot. He's a up and coming star in the UFC, very talented. He just won his last fight. This is the box
Wow.
this project comes in, but what's very unique about this is that inside of every box is this viewer device. So I don't know if you remember when we were younger, but wearing the red and blue lens glasses at like a
Oh,
3.
yeah.
So this is the same exact concept, but in the form of this viewing device. So each one of these comes in the box, and purposefully the color scheme of the cards is a red and blue mix, which I did a lot of research on of how to create the effect because there's a muralist that does murals that does the same thing. So you can wear these glasses and see in one lens one part of the artwork, and in the other lens another part. So you see the for a human, for example, you see the exoskeleton with the red, and you see the skeleton of the body with the blue. So it's really, really cool. So all the cards, this is one of the variations in his card set. I don't know how well you can see that,
Yeah,
but there's
yeah.
definitely
What in the world?
many different variations that are, this one's a red and blue, and then there's some that are blue and red. But
Jordan,
when
that is nuts. And so it literally you can kind of tell through.
so you can
Oh
see
yeah, you can see the like in-depth skeleton. Wow. How do
see,
you
like,
even come up with this, Jordan?
but yeah,
What
when
a
you hold it,
unique idea.
yeah, it's really cool because you can literally see it's very different, the blue versus the red, the experience you get when you look through it. So
That
um,
is an artist only could ever come up with an idea like that. How did that come about?
so same kind of thing. That past experience as a kid
Yeah.
and doing that, it just came into my mind. And I also got the inspiration from the other muralist that I mentioned who does these murals. And at the location, there's like a pop-up device where you can pull out glasses to put on like in public and look at the mural. And again, when you look at it, just like the card, in the depending on how the artwork was made, one lens shows the exoskeleton, like normal looking body, and then the other lens will show the skeletal structure. So really, really cool. And this is a very proud project for me just because of how it turned out and how the art
It's
looked.
beautiful. It's so unique and it's so like unlike anything I've ever heard or seen of. It goes into not only the details of actually having the red and blue lens, but then how you were able to then create the card to actually give that effect and the fact that it's a collectible piece as well. This it takes cards to a whole nother level.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And the other cool thing about him is these are his first ever autographs and inscriptions. So
Wow.
there's
And we can find it. So for those who are maybe new to learning about, everything that you do, Jordan, where can they find your art? How can they purchase things that they want? Give us a little shout out to your stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So our website is spectorsportsart.com, and on there you can see all the different art that I've done. So we have canvases and prints available for sale, and then all of the Immortals collection is on there as well. So you can see everything that I just showed on this interview and many more on our website, spectorsportsart.com. Go check it out.
Awesome. Jordan, thank you so much.